Fiorito against Magnus, and wow, Hikaru against Hans Niemann. Maybe that's the one to follow.
Oh, yeah, that sounds like a very fun game to follow. And Hikaru, who trails by half a point, it's very important that he catches up to the group if he has an ambition of winning this tournament. Which opening is he going to choose? He's eating and he's talking, but he is playing chess as well.
He's playing the salad gambit, and he brings his d-pawn out, brings his knight out, making those pieces levitate. He's been putting this pawn on this square on e3 in all of his white games so far, Hikaru Nakamura. He clearly has prepared this opening for his recent over-the-board tournaments. He's been playing it in a game we saw earlier today. He's now going to take this pawn back. And I'm not sure exactly what this is called. It's kind of a mix between the Colle system and a kind of normal queen's pawn opening. He brings his knight forward, loses time, and Hans Niemann is already much better after just 6 moves with black. This is very surprising. Hikaru is a bit distracted, it seems, laughing away as he attacks black's center. But these central pawns now look phenomenal. And Hans Niemann, if he can keep them intact, will have a long-term advantage. Hikaru's got to start chipping away now, or he might never get a chance to breathe and threaten these pawns. Great start for Hans Niemann.
And Niemann, he has won a Title Tuesday earlier in this season, game week 5, but besides that, he hasn't gotten any points. So he only has the 10 points from his one amazing tournament, and now could really be an opportunity for him to climb on the leaderboard and potentially get to the the Esports World Championship.
Yeah, this is bizarre play by Hikaru Nakamura. And I'm expecting now Hans Niemann to push forward in the center due to the fact his rook is backing up the center and potentially threatening the white queen. There are tactics in the air. When a rook stares down at a queen, you always feel a bit uncomfortable, and Hans plays the safer move but loses some of his advantage. I've got to say, Hikaru playing one of the dodgiest openings I've seen in ages, but he probably is going to live to tell the tale. He's probably surviving here. Now the queen is hit and will just move out the way. And it's becoming more symmetrical. Hans probably not maximizing the edge there. Queen moves out the way.
It looks like Hans is taking it very chill, though, and he is developing all of his pieces. It seems like he's been making quite natural moves, and he seems quite unbothered by the fact that Hikaru chooses such a strange opening, and by the fact that Hikaru is eating and kind of all over the place right now.
Exactly. And there have been times when I've played matches online and you can see your opponent's camera.
Yeah.
Sometimes you don't really want to look,
No.
right? Because it's just distracting. It puts you off and you don't know what to read into it. I don't think they see each other, but Hans must know that Hikaru is playing some weird stuff.
And maybe this is just me, but when I'm in like a Google Meet or something like that, I always look at my own camera and I'm always like, what do I look like right now? Which is certainly the last thing you need to be concerned about when you're playing in Title Tuesday, when you have 6 out of 6 points and you're playing against Hikaru Nakamura. So I think it's wise to keep the focus on the chess, because it would be discouraging to see your opponent just snacking and nodding their head.
That's true. That's true. I'm the same as you. I'm always checking out my own hair and whether my shirt is creased or not. But yeah, it does feel like Hikaru at some point will lock in and start focusing more on the chess with this rook trade now. He's just trying to get all the pieces off desperately. Next, he's going to bring his rook to the open file, try to force those pieces off the board. But Hikaru, he's playing very, very passively. And there was a case a couple of weeks ago when Hans Niemann, a few weeks back, when Hans Niemann did win the tournament, he was saying he knew that he would have good chances. Hikaru always playing for a draw against him. So there has been a bit of trash talking between these two in recent times, especially with regards to Title Tuesday. It does feel like Hikaru is playing for a draw here. So I do know what Hans Niemann means, as he therefore attacks the white queen and brings his bishop to the center. Hikaru needs to get this knight, there we go, back into the game. They're moving quicker than I can highlight.
And I'm wondering also if Niemann can also be a little bit affected by the fact that I have 6 out of 6 points, the 11 out of 11 on the 11th of the 11th month. It could all be possible for him. Hikaru, he's kind of given up that one. So maybe for Hikaru, a draw is okay. And then for Hans, he's like, no, I got to go for the 11 out of 11.
Yeah, it's got to be in his mind, right?
Yeah.
Like Hans is such a Bobby Fischer fan that he knows Bobby Fischer famously got 11 out of 11. He'll want to do it, especially in field with Magnus and Hikaru in it. He does drop his central pawn, Hans Niemann. I'm a bit surprised by that, but he can at will win this pawn on the edge of the board. There we go. He can take it with gain of time. hitting the white rook. So now Hikaru moves his rook out of the way. A bit surprised he didn't get tempted to take this knight off the board, doubling black's pawn structure. And the black knight retreats. People excited about this game. It seems like this game will be dirty. Oof. Hopefully in a good way. And maybe that means it will come down to a time scramble.
But Hikaru has spent a lot more time than Hans so far. 2 minutes against almost 3.
Which way to take back? Hikaru, the black bishop might be coming in to win white's isolated pawn. If you take back with the queen, Hikaru does take with the queen, giving Hans Niemann a pawn for free. That is very, very strange from Hikaru. It's been a strange game.
Yeah.
And Hans is much better again. I think he can just take that pawn safely. And Hikaru is saying, hang on, what's happening now? I'm going to try and centralize my knight, but it's not enough. Black has 2 connected passed pawns and should be winning this game.
Let's hear what Hikaru says.
Wait, okay. Let's see. This is 5. Oh, queen e5, g3. I'm going to go for it. This might not be right, but I don't really care. If it's wrong, it's wrong.
Okay. You think this might not be right, but I don't care? What kind of a mentality is Hikaru going into this game with?
Yeah, maybe he's just super chilled. He's in the candidates now, right? Like
I don't care.
Yeah, he literally doesn't care.
Yeah, it kind of is his brand, but I don't believe him anymore. He can't say that he doesn't care about this.
Exactly.
Of course you care about this. This is one of your rivals in the Title Tuesday, and you don't want Hans to win.
A big rival in American chess circles now. And look at Hikaru dancing to the music. The calm before the storm, or was it the calm before the sandstorm? Apparently, Hikaru was listening to that earlier. He wins the pawn back, though. He capitalized on a mistake from Hans Niemann. This knight is only defended once by the black bishop. It's attacked twice. So Hikaru will win his pawn back. We might be headed towards a drawish endgame, but it's Hans Niemann with more time on the clock. Hans will not feature in the candidates. He will not feature in the World Championship cycle. He didn't make it there, but Hikaru will. Hikaru, can he save this game now? Looking confident, dancing away. Pawn takes knight will be met by bishop takes knight. And we're heading towards a draw. Okay, Hans Niemann makes it more complicated. I was wondering about this as well. Threatening some sneaky checkmating attacks. Queen takes pawn on the air. How to defend against that? The clock is getting desperate now for Hikaru Nakamura. It's getting to that moment in the game where you have to accelerate. And queen takes pawn was threatened, but he drops back his knight. Anything could still happen.
Really don't like a4 somehow, but rook d8, rook d8, or rook d8, rook d8, queen e1, b5, knight d2.
He is not talking as a person who has less than a minute left on his clock. He's like doing long calculations and explaining them. What is Hikaru doing? He doesn't have time for this.
Yeah, he doesn't have time, but he has found a way to win a pawn. And now he's up 1 pawn. He gives it back. It's a dead level endgame. Wow, Hikaru Nakamura, he has found a way towards a draw. I don't think Hans Niemann's going to be able to flag him. 49 seconds is enough in such a dead drawn position. We'll see the position repeat itself. White can move the bishop back and forth forever. And there we go. It is a draw, opposite color bishops. These two players cancel each other out. Hans Niemann can no longer get 100%.